So here it is, the WhirlWind. As you can see here, it has previously been restored, but I'll use that term loosely. As you can see here, the decal was just wrapped around. It's got some wrinkles in it, some things I think I can get rid of, because I don't really plan on necessarily re-decaling it or anything. And see, it's decal right over the bolt, so I'm gonna correct that. Let's see. However, one thing I can say about this game is it plays 100%. It plays fantastic. The play field's in really great shape. It just needs to be have a little cleaning. It's got a new shooter rod, the new housing, good coin door. You know, so it's really not too bad. It just, like I say, it just needs some TLC. Take a look here. You can see whoever did the restoration just overlapped the decals, which is not how you do it. At least unless you're just in a hurry. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut those at the corner, sand that, give me a beveled edge. Except for back here, I usually don't, so I may leave that flat. But some on the bottom and along the sides, I'm gonna get beveled edges and then repaint them. I've got some paint here. And I'm gonna put leg protectors here. So I'm gonna take these old legs off, because we're not gonna use those. We're gonna have some stainless legs that are nice that Mike already has that we're gonna swap out. So. All right, I got that all cleaned up. You can see here I beveled the edge, and I'm gonna repaint some of that right there. Look at that compared to this. I know it's not even finished yet, but just compare the bevel there and having that where I can paint that and keep this edge safe compared to this. All these little edges poking out, see? We're gonna do the same thing here that I did down there. And then look at this business. Isn't that a joke? I'm gonna see about hopefully being able to make it just a small enough cut to go on the inside, unscrew that, pull that bolt out without damaging the decal, and then lay the decal back under it. Oh, that'll be fun, but I think I can do it. It'll look better than that, that's for sure. See, it's stuck. It's like it doesn't want to come because they bent this in too much. So I need to see how I can do about that. Yeah, look. I know it has a curve here naturally, but they bent it in on purpose too far. So I'm gonna bend that back out just a little bit to give us a little more room. It's kind of stupid how they did it. Put this over here. All right, let's get some glass out of here. This glass is pretty scratched up, so I've got another piece of glass that's in much better shape I'm going to put for it. this glass off of here. Yeah, this glass is pretty scratched up. We're gonna definitely replace it. Now look at this. Look at this decals. Even here, wrapped around. Goodness gracious. Of course, I'm not taking this off to fix that now. We'll just, it's all stick on this really, but I'm gonna cut this for sure and get that one fixed up. So. It's bent in too much. They went it leaning into here. Look how it marked the wood. I'm gonna see if I can bend this out just a little bit with my pliers. Give me 1 second, we'll see what I can do. Check this out now. I don't know if you can see it. There's a gap there now. It's not pushing into the wood. And now you can get it on and off easy. When I was over there trying to take it off, when I picked it up, I couldn't barely get it off. It's like I had to grab it and force it. So these were bent in here, and all this from here on was bent in, curled in. These were curled in, so I bent all these out using my vise over there. See, using my vise right over there, and basically using it like a wire bender or a metal bending tool. Just slowly bent area by area without marking it up. And so now you got a lock bar that's functional. It locks. And I can tighten that down by pushing these screws, but it locks in. It fits good. It's not digging into the wood anymore, and it still luckily hides all the damage that it did because of that. Look at that, man. That thing's, I mean, this front already looks a million times better just having the lock bar fixed, getting the button cleaned up, getting the bottom edge sanded and getting that down, getting the leg levelers here, getting those leg protectors, those metal protectors where the legs are off the wood just a little bit. Man, that beveled on the edges. Once I paint that up a little bit, man, this bottom cabinet's just about already cleaned up and about where I want it. So, like I say, in a minute, I'm gonna start working on this play field a little before I go to bed. Kind of see what I've got now. I know here, these discs are sitting a little high. And so when the ball comes across, it's bumping them, especially here and here. So I want to lower those just a hair. But like I say, overall, this is not a bad little play field, I think. But it's dirty. It's dirty and needs to be brightened up, and hopefully just a little cleanup will do it. Because it's got new plastic, so I don't want to mess with those. I really don't want to take anything off if I don't have to. Turn this thing on and see what it looks like. Didn't bang things around too much. There we go. Scoot over here a little. That beautiful display. Let's just start one and see what happens.
Oh, just like rain.
All the control lamps are out, and they weren't out earlier, so I must have got a plug loose. But I can fix it. I can obviously plug that in, but I say this thing looks good. And it played, and all the lights were on then, so I know it works, so I'm not worried about that too much. I just need to start cleaning this thing up. So let's start cleaning that play field a little bit, see what we got. All right, I got the GI working, not the GI, the control lamps working again. Basically, in a nutshell, right back here is a fuse on the wall, and one of the plugs came undone probably whenever we were trying to get this thing ready to load. We'd taken that back down, and it was hard getting it back up there. Got caught on some wires, and I think that's what happened. And so yeah, that looks way better. That looks good. Yeah, this thing's gonna be a winner right here. All right, yeah, we cleaned this up a little bit, and bam, we're gonna be good to go. I'm gonna be very happy with the results. Look at this thing. And I've got a nice piece of glass for it. Like I say, the back glass I took off for a minute. Let's see, does that all the flashers are working? Yes. All right. Yeah, put the back glass back on, and to be honest, it don't need to come out again anytime soon because I'm not doing nothing inside there. That fan may be the only thing I have to work on. That's just to get it to be quieter because it's just loud. But man, everything works. It all works 100%. Now, because it's fixing to be time to wrap it up tonight. But man, look at this thing. The thing looks awesome. All right. Excellent start. Now we'll hit it tomorrow after church. So, all right, I will see y'all tomorrow. All right, where do I find myself today? It's Sunday. I just got out of church. And so I'm going to, let me get these, I'll show you. I got my samples. Here's the blue that was painted on the cabinet, and that's the decal color. One's a lot more teal or has some green in it, and that one's more of a blue. So I'm going to get a little bit of both paint, see if I can get them matched and mixed. So I can do some painting on that cabinet and get it looking good. Like I say, it already looks so much better for what I did on the lower. So let me see if I can't have more of this paint so I can then go in there and actually clean up all the edges. And really, I think make this thing a really nice player's condition. And so that's what we're shooting for. So let me get in there and let's get this stuff done. All right, we're getting some stuff together. There's the paints over there mixing. And before you know it, I'll be home. I'll be trying this stuff out. It's gonna look good. All right, I'm gonna start working on this head. I'm gonna specifically start working on things like this where the screw's been buried into there. I can't peel this off or it's going to probably tear the wood up and then not stick back down. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in here, undo one screw at a time. It's hard to see them there. One at a time, and then fix that. So let's give that a try. Let's start with one. What I don't want to do, I don't want to try to cut a circle around here. I guess I could, but I don't know. I feel like once I do that, I'm committed. And if I cut it too much, it's going to leave a spot. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to come across this head where I get close to the edge. And I'm going to cut across. There we go, one there. I'm going to come across here to where I feel the head feels like it's way out here. Where I can feel metal that I'm cutting on. Try to do it harsh, but also be careful. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on the edge of it there. Let's see, this probably goes down farther. There we go. Now, if I can take and gently peel some of this up off the head. Kind of show what I did there maybe too. See, I kind of just trying to peel this back a little bit and see if I can't get it to squeeze out of there without tearing it too much. So right here, maybe we can get a good look. Go. All right, now. Now, I'm not gonna go painting all these screws, even though I actually got this blue. I could actually paint the heads and help them disappear, but then I've got to paint white, I've got to paint orange, yellow, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna polish them up. There we go. Where is it at? There we go. Perfect. That's what's going back, just like that. Okay. Oh, sorry. All right, let's see how that worked. Let's see. I'm going to start turning while it sucks that in. But I don't want it to pull when you're doing these, even in regular situations. You don't want it to wrinkle the decal here, so that's kind of what I'm doing here. Is kind of getting it, trying to get it just right where it's. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, we got the heads all outside of the decals now. That looks way better. I mean, even though it looks beat up a little, at least that looks more professional. I mean, professional, more original, I guess is the right way. And more done with care and not done helpless or haplessly. So I've got that. Now I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go ahead and get these edges cleaned up all around, and it'll be in business. And before you know it, I'll have this side of the head done. I'll get on the other side, and then I can start touch-up painting from there. All right, it's done. As far as the bolts, I've got that beveled, and it's all cleaned up. I'm gonna paint that, like I say, and it'll be painted to match. I've got the matching colors. So, all right, like I say, we're taking this. It was done poorly, and we're gonna correct it and make it nice. All right, when I went to get paint, I wanted them to scan to make sure I got the right color. So that's my sample piece I took because it was already all loose. So I'm gonna glue that back into place, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding this. Let me show you this real quick. You can see where all the MDF is swollen. They instead of sanding it real quick and then doing the same thing they did, they didn't. And so you can see I put my bevel here. So I'm gonna re-sand all this flat, and then I'm going to repaint it with the matching color. So, all right, I got that taped up. Still have a little blank spot there. I'm not sure what I can do about that. I really don't want to start bonding and stuff. If I start doing that, I'm gonna be bonding it everywhere. All right, not the most ideal way to do this, but this is how we're gonna do it. I got it all taped up, kind of covered all the, even got tape inside here so we don't get any dust inside the game. And we're gonna sand this down and repaint it. All right, here we go. It's pretty smooth. It'll probably still show a little bit of bumps, and I'm not gonna like primer it first and do fancy stuff. We're just gonna get this thing painted. But having it where it's level, especially back here where it's level and it's not all hanging out, it's bad. I might need to sand this just a little more right here, I think. I'm gonna hit that one more time right here. But other than that, it'll be ready to go. But and this interesting, look. You see they painted over the warning, which means they didn't even sand it. They just painted right over it. Wow. Of course, we knew we didn't sand it because of this, but I mean, still, it's like all that together, I would have thought they would have sanded it some, but none, it was like none at all. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this real quick right on this corner, just right here. It's a little high and fuzzy there. I got a new piece of paper. I think my sandpaper is getting dull. And I can hopefully get that ready. And in a few minutes here, I'm gonna start painting this, go ahead and get a coat of paint on it. Now I took the button out, and sure enough, even after I removed so much of it, there's still that junk in there. So now what it is, I'm gonna sand this, and then I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna paint it with the same color. So let me do that. Let's get that thing sanded and painted. I got those cleaned up, that screw and that one. There we go. Got all looking sharp. All right, because they turn so freely and quietly, I don't think that's the noise issue. So I was trying to go in to adjust them, because you're supposed to, according to this, you've got to turn the white nut like this. Well, there we go. You're supposed to turn the white nut and undo it, and then that makes it where you can adjust this, and then you push it back, and then you tighten this back up. That's my understanding. The problem is, this thing, if you watch the whole thing, it's turning as a unit. See, it's not supposed to. This is supposed to turn independent of this, and it's not. So I'm gonna have to get some pliers and see if I can break that free. And I'm wondering if I can adjust it. Once I adjust it, if that'll quiet it down. So let me find out, because once I do that, I can, I don't know if I can play a game. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Let me just get this back together and we'll see. All right, let's take a look. There you go. Let's see. Today's Sunday night. We picked this up Saturday afternoon. Is that right? Let me think. Friday Yeah, I think it was, yeah, we went Saturday. And so I've had this thing 28 hours or so. And man, this is where I'm already got the start button all fixed. Tomorrow I'll install it back. I got that those two bolts there polished because they were black and not sitting right. Of course, I got all the painting matched. I went to the Lowe's and they did a great job matching the paint to the decal. Got the corners painted. Got leg level or leg not leg levelers, leg protectors on there, the metal ones. You can see here again. You can see how well that color matched. They did a great job. I bent the lockdown bar back out like it was supposed to be because this was all bent in way too much or it was digging in. I bent that back out. Probably could have bent it out a little more, but I just didn't want to take any chances on messing it up. Let's see up here. I got started cleaning the play field. You can see over here that little WhirlWind there compared to this one, how dirty this one is. I magic erasered that a little bit, so I need to do some of that over here and in a few spots. The discs were loud and they were making a lot of racket, and they had them sitting too high, and so I took and lowered them, and now they got them even, and now they're much quieter. Let's see, new piece of glass on here. In fact, this is the new piece of glass from my jaws, so this is literally brand new piece of glass. Looks beautiful. Let's see. I mean, everything in here works already. I don't really have to do anything other than just maybe wipe stuff down, clean the play field in a few spots. Display looks good. Obviously, translate's fine. The lamp, the fan up here didn't sound so loud tonight. I think it may be fine, but if I need to, yeah, I can always take the cover off and oil it up or play with it a little bit. But I don't know. I think it's gonna probably be okay. The wood looks good. I've got the color matched also for the wood color, not just the decal. But also I took and like I said, I just went along, cleaned everything up. I still like to change that out. I don't like that being slotted, or somebody put a slot in there, put the wrong screw. The right parts are on the inside there and there, but the wrong screw. So I've got some. I'll put them on. And it needs to be cleaned up. That's just dust. But you can see here the decals. I cleaned them up, fixed them the best I could from what that person, whoever did this restore, did. And so I've got at least the edges are nice. I mean, honestly, the decals there, they lack to be desired. I mean, they're rough. This one's probably the best one. But remember, the bolts were buried. I undid those today, got those out, and got those sitting properly. In fact, it's amazing what that kind of stuff is done to this thing. Let me come around here to the back side here. Of course, I painted the back side after I sanded it down because it was all swollen. They didn't sand any of the swollen areas, so I sanded them, got it flat, and then painted it. And so tomorrow I'm gonna put on the warning silk screen right here, and then down here I'm gonna put the little patent one that I've got. Let's see. I noticed on the vents they kind of plugged them up when they painted it. Most of them are plugged, but I'm probably not gonna take the time to try to poke holes in all that. But I repainted some of this back. You can see the paint matched perfectly. Man, that guy did such a great job over at Lowe's. And you know what's funny is this actually came out pretty flat even though I rolled it. It really came out pretty good. But again, all the edges and all the bolts have been polished. The edges are all now beveled and then painted, so that way they're not gonna come off easy and it's gonna look nice. You can see here, this all looks nice. Doing this, let's see. Put that gently right about there. I gotta learn how much paint to put because Hep doesn't put very much paint compared to other guys I've seen do this. And his always come out fine. But he does have that nice jig that he gets to, he's got that nice jig he uses, so that helps too. Because it keeps everything super stable.
think that's probably plenty, but I guess as much as I hate to do all the extra cleanup, I'd rather have too much and get it right the first time than not have enough and leave a blank spot. So that's gonna do it here. We're gonna try that right there. I think that's plenty. I think right there, here. Oh, right here at the end. I didn't realize how far the letters went out over here. I almost missed that spot. There, okay. All right, here we go. And you try to do this in one pass. We don't want to do it twice. So you're gonna press, make sure and press hard. In fact, that's it. There we go, let's pick that up. Out of here. All right, let's see how we did. There we go. Nice and sharp. It's gonna look nice. It won't take much paint for this little bit of words here, so I'm gonna try to be a little more cautious this time and not put so much. It'll make less cleanup. Pep has done these so many times, he knows a pretty good idea how much to put. That's why he doesn't use near as much, but I'm still having to learn that skill, so unfortunately I don't have much choice on it. So. There. Ta-da! And there it is. I'd love to have cleared this play field, repainted, touched up, painted, and cleared it, but I just don't. We're not gonna put in the effort. I sure got the cabinet looking way better. New translight, got the new displays and everything up there. That's all looking fantastic. Everything's working 100%. And of course I love going back to the start button because it looked like such dog crap before I got a hold of it here. And even coming around the corner, all that decal looks so horrible. But yeah, we got this thing looking good now. Tell you what, it's very respectable. This is gonna be definitely a high-end players conditioned WhirlWind. Everything works, like I say, it's 100%, no problems. When I walk around here, like I say, I cleaned up remember those bolts were buried under the decal. And now I've got them back over where they belong, and I just kind of did a quick machine polish. No reason to paint them black. I think it looks good with the silver and all the stainless everywhere. Got a new, did the new warning on there. I did that, placed that a few days ago. Actually, a couple days ago. It probably was yesterday morning, actually, I think about it. Got the patent on there. As they really just tried to make good care of getting the decals all on the edges like they're supposed to be. I went and got matching paint for the decals and matching paint for the cabinet so I could make everything blend. I mean, this is pretty dang respectable. We've got, by the way, let me come over here because these are just some of my dummy legs that I use. It's like a spares that I just use when I get a game in and I don't have legs for it, or for moving things around, it's easy to have legs. But here's the actual legs that are going on it. And these chrome ones right here. I guess they're stainless, so they've been so shiny they almost look like chrome. And those are gonna go on there. And with all the stainless, that's gonna look really good. So yeah, it's gonna be really nice. With the new housing being all stainless and shiny. And then of course the new shooter rod.
having those new legs on here with those nice crisp bolts, and then having the stainless up here. I think it's gonna look really nice.